Hello everyone, today I will show you how to make a twisted headband on the Passap. First, make sure the racking handle is in its lowest position. Raise 20 needles on the front bed of the machine, 10 to the left and 10 to the right of 0, then place the edge springs on the last needles. I mistakenly raised one extra needle to the right because I was looking through the camera's viewfinder. The more needles you raise, the wider the headband will become. Now raise 20 needles on the back bed of the machine and place the edge springs on the last needles. You have to observe the needle rule. The leftmost working needle must be on the front bed and the rightmost working needle must be on the back bed of the machine. Insert the orange strippers and take the yarn. I'm using 300x black cotton yarn. Now set the front lock to N and the stitch size to 3. Set the same settings on the back lock, the lever to N and the stitch size to 3. Knit one row. This is the zigzag row. It should look like this. Set the front lock to CX and increase the stitch size to 3.5. Same on the back lock, CX and stitch size 3.5. Now knit 2 rows. It should look like this. Set the lever to N and increase the stitch size to 4. Set the same settings on the back lock, the lever to N and the stitch size to 4. Knit one row to finish the cast on. This row may be stiff to knit. Now it should look like this. Clear the row counter. Set the front lock to EX and increase the stitch size to 5. Set the same settings on the back lock, EX and stitch size 5. Now knit 310 rows. At first knit slowly and carefully. Use the orange tool to push down on the knitting and make sure all the stitches are knitted properly. After you knit the first 10 rows, lower the front bed and attach weights to the knitting. When you hang the weights, they will pull the stitches down and you will be able to knit faster. Clear the row counter. Move the lever to N and increase the stitch size to 7 on both sides of the lock. You can even set the stitch size to 8 so it will be easier to make the cast stop. Knit one row. The lock must be on the left side of the machine. Pull the knob to lower the front bed. Use the orange ruler to push the stitches to the middle of the zigzag row. Take the yellow tool and pick up the last stitch from the back bed at right, then insert it into the first stitch on the front bed, moving it downwards until the first stitch slips behind the latch. Pull the yellow tool upwards until the first stitch slips over the closed latch. Insert the yellow tool into the next stitch on the back bed and continue until the last stitch is into the hook. Pull the last stitch behind the open latch. Take the yarn from the lock, wrap it behind the latch and into the hook. Cut the yarn from the lock and pull it through the last stitch. Raise the needles all the way, then pull them down to remove the knitted piece from the machine. This will be the headband. Its length must be about the circumference of the head. Thread the cast-off thread into a needle and hide it in between the stitches. So this is how the piece should look like. Place it on the table and make sure the cast-on thread is at the bottom right. Fold the top part to find the middle, then take the lower left corner and align it with the middle of the lower piece. Fold the right half of the bottom piece to the back. Then fold the left half so it is on top of the others. There must be 4 layers in total, folded as shown in the picture. The cast-on thread must be to the left on the last layer. I will use a wonder clip to hold all the layers in place. Take a needle and thread it with the cast-on thread. Now you have to sew all layers together. Pass the needle through the very last stitch on every layer. Hide the thread in between the stitches and cut it. Now it should look like this. This is the seam we just made. Let's turn it inside out and see the final result. It's perfect! I bet this pattern is only suitable for women, but since there is no one to try it, I will put it on. Well, do you like it? Tell me in the comments below. Also, you can give me ideas, patterns or suggest topics for further videos. Thank you for staying with me. Have a nice day and see you in my next video.